Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury. There's a skill gap in this fight. I've spoken about this before. Tyson Fury is way more skilled than Deontay Wilder. But there's also an athleticism gap. And Deontay Wilder is way more athletically gifted than Tyson Fury. Deontay Wilder's a guy who has never been out of shape his whole career. In fact, he's probably never been out of shape his whole life. This is a guy who's always on fight weight. This is a guy who doesn't blow up in between fights. This is a guy who's a pure athlete. So like I said, just as there's a skill gap, which Deontay Wilder has to bridge in order to win this fight, there's also an athleticism gap, which Tyson Fury has to bridge in order to win this fight. And I've spoken many times before about fighters throughout history who, with superior athleticism, managed to defeat many fighters with superior skill. I guess the best example would be Roy Jones Jr. He fought guys like Mike McCallum, like James Toney, who were definitely better than he was technically, who definitely had more skill than he had. But his athleticism was so incredible that he was able to nullify their skill and overcome their skill with it. Now obviously Deontay Wilder is no Roy Jones Jr., but at the same time Tyson Fury is no James Toney or Mike McCallum in terms of his skill level. One of the things about Tyson Fury, one of the areas where he's not that skilled, is in counterpunching. Tyson Fury is a lead puncher. He'll keep you off. He'll jab, he'll move around, he'll hit you with shots, but he's not the kind of guy to stay in the pocket, wait for you to throw something, and then counter with a fast shot. That's not really Tyson Fury's game. His game is dictating the action. Throwing shots, moving around. You throw a shot at him, he's gone. I'm not saying he never counter punches. He does counter punch occasionally. But he's not a guy who really likes to engage with you to the point where he'll be throwing those sophisticated kind of counter punches. That's not Tyson Fury's game. Now, there's an interview here with David Haye and Derek Chisora. Some of you might have seen this, where David Haye thinks the only way that Tyson Fury is going to catch Deontay Wilder is if he stays in the pocket and engages. And staying in the pocket, I don't mean fighting on the inside, because people often mean inside fighting when they say the pocket. Well, he's not talking about the pocket, and he's not talking about on the inside, and I'm not talking about the inside. I'm just talking about holding your feet in front of a guy and slipping and countering, basically, or punching with Deontay Wilder, not even necessarily just slipping and countering, but punching with him, punching at the same time that Wilder's punching. He says the only way you're going to catch Wilder clean is if you do that. And I guess David Haye was suggesting that that's how he was able to catch Wilder when they sparred during 2 different training camps that David Haye had, where he invited Wilder over as a sparring partner. And David Haye also said that contrary to popular belief, Wilder's actually got a pretty good chin. That's what David Haye said. You know, people are running around talking about this sparring clip where Haye appeared to rock Deontay Wilder. Again, it's not representative of the full sparring sessions that they did together. David Haye has said that himself. Don't know why people choose to ignore this. But David Haye said, yeah, Wilder's got a pretty good chin. And he's fast, he's athletic, very awkward. The only way you can really catch him is you have to stand in front of him and punch with him. And he doesn't think Tyson Fury is going to punch with Deontay Wilder. And I don't think he will. I can't dismiss it altogether. But what I will say is, if Tyson Fury stands in front of Wilder, especially early in the fight, or when Wilder's still sharp, it could be in the mid rounds, it even could be in the late rounds. We'll see how the fight plays out. But if Fury stands in front of Wilder when Wilder is sharp, and attempts to punch with him, exchange shots with him, he's going to get knocked out. Fury will get knocked out. There's no way his shots are going to reach Wilder's chin before Wilder's shots reach his chin. Reach Fury's chin. Wilder is the far superior man in a shootout. Yeah, it's not to say Tyson Fury doesn't have a chance in a shootout. He's got a chance, but it's a slim chance. If you had to bet your money on whose power shot is going to land first in a shootout, I would definitely bet my money on Deontay Wilder. Okay? But as far as the moving around, the jabbing, the footwork, turning southpaw, all that kind of business, that's Tyson Fury all day. He's the superior skills. He has the superior skill set. Okay? But Wilder has the superior athleticism. And it's a case of whether Tyson Fury has managed to sufficiently reduce the athleticism gap. Look, Tyson Fury is never going to be as athletic as Deontay Wilder, but he can make it close enough. Okay, he can make the athleticism gap small enough to whereby his skills, his superior skills, will overcome any athleticism gap that remains. But has he made the athleticism gap small enough? That's the thing. Because we know what Tyson Fury's been through, losing 100 pounds in weight, drink, drugs, depression, so on and so forth. Those kind of things have taken a toll on his athleticism, no question about it. But during his rehabilitation process, has he managed to make the athleticism gap small enough to whereby his skills can win him the fight? That's the question. And I think that is what the fight will hinge on. What the outcome of this fight will hinge on is whether Fury has sufficiently reduced that athleticism gap. Because what I saw against Pianeta and what I saw against Safiri, to me, to my eyes, the athleticism gap was too wide. When I look at Fury's fights side by side, his last two fights side by side with Wilder's last fight, the difference in sharpness is massive. Wilder is way sharper than Fury is right now. Fury looked like an old man the way he was moving around. Now look, the technique is still there. Fury still got the technique. But, as I say, his movements are just a little off in terms of the speed. His reactions just look a little off in terms of the speed. And when you're talking about the highest level in boxing, the margins of error are tiny. We're talking about a split-second difference between getting caught on the chin with a fight-ending punch and avoiding getting caught on the chin with that shot. You know? So, that's what it's gonna rest on. Whether or not Tyson Fury has sufficiently reduced the athleticism gap to whereby his skills can win him the fight. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'm leaning towards Deontay Wilder winning this fight. I'm reluctant to write Tyson Fury off because of the spirit of the man. Not just his skills, but his determination, his spirit is impressive. And in boxing, your spirit, your determination, your will to win is obviously very important. And Tyson Fury has got a very, very strong will. But so does Deontay Wilder, by the way. Deontay Wilder is a very strong-willed man himself. And I've often thought about the Wilder-Joshua fight. And for me, Joshua's biggest issue against Wilder in the ring isn't just the power. In fact, it's not so much the power, it's more Deontay Wilder's will. Okay, because Joshua's fought people with power. But I don't think he's fought anybody with Deontay Wilder's will before. With that kind of willpower, that viciousness. I don't think he's fought anyone like that before, Anthony Joshua. He's fought more skilled guys. And he's fought guys who can punch. But with the combination of willpower, viciousness, and power, I don't think Joshua's fought anyone like that. He's definitely fought, as I say, more skilled fighters than Wilder, no question about it. Better schooled and more accomplished. But Wilder has a ferocity to him, an intensity, which at some point I think will manifest in a Joshua fight. Wilder's intensity. He's not the kind of guy to me who looks like he's just going to resign himself to a defeat without throwing the kitchen sink at you first. And that goes for the Fury fight too. At some point, if Wilder is behind on points and things ain't going his way, he's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. And it might look wild, it might look funny to some, but it won't be funny when he cracks you on the chin with one of those wild shots. Then it won't be funny. So, anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. It's happening, I'm out.